What's up, everyone? All 0 people so far. 1 person, we fucking going here. This is what happens when you tag. When you tag at Tara, you get people. That's how this works. This is episode 36 of Stick and Ring Podcast. We obviously have a guest we're going to get to in a second here, guys. But first, we have got to dap up our friends down at DraftKings. DraftKings promo code THPN, our presenting sponsor for this episode today. Boys and Tara, I lit it up on DraftKings this weekend. Just a reflex. But I'll use all types of words. I might be descriptive words like fuckers or something.
You lit it up on DraftKings this weekend, though?
Yeah, I threw in a little lineup into the Masters. I threw a few lineups in there, and was going back and forth this week. So it was a contest. Obviously, it ran all 4 days, Thursday to Sunday. I used one of my tickets that I had. I've been talking about this ticket that I had for a while. I won in a previous contest, and it was a $300 ticket. And I'm kind of like a little bit of a cheapskate, so I don't really play $300 contests all that often. So threw my lineup in there. Day 1, 2, 3, I'm swimming, guys. I'm in the money, $600 clear. Day 4 comes around, and John Rahm, the guy who I've been talking about for 4 days now, who's supposed to not be there because he's having a baby, or his wife's having a baby and already had it, fucking lights my lineup up, dude. He goes 6 under for the day and almost takes me out of the money. Me and Josh were talking on the phone the whole time. That guy, and then literally 90-pound Will Zalatoris almost ruined my day. I would not be recording this podcast if he sank 2 more birdies. I would quit on the spot. But thankfully, DraftKings promo code THPN is literally the reason that I got my putter regripped today. Got some $600 US in winnings, which I'm sure Tara can tell us that's like $8,000 Canadian. So I'm like,
basically, yeah, the exchange rate. I love going to Canada.
Yeah, it's nuts, dude. That's a down payment for me right now. So all the users out there, all the listeners, please, if you have not already, go to DraftKings.com, use promo code THPN at sign up. That gets you an extra additional free entry into a contest when you put your first $5 deposit in there. So check it out. Other than that, I'm going to sweat while you guys talk for a little bit. Let's introduce our guest, Tara.
What's up, guys?
Glove drop. Probably the toughest person we've had on the podcast. That's the little designation I'm going to give you. Probably won the most fights in your life.
Honey.
Grit. Literally the intangible. You are the intangible. That's what we'll call you. How you doing today?
I'm doing, you know what? I've been better. The Rangers, it's like, they just lost an OT to the Islanders. Great game. They played well. It was a win for the Rangers. Got that 1 point, but still, like, you can't. These last 2 games have been, their play level has been unbelievable, through the roof. They're buzzing right now. And I'm not talking about putting teams away, shaming them, scoring 8, 9 goals. I'm talking they're playing hard. They're playing legitimate hockey against these teams. And so we had the dub on the last game we played the Islanders, and we had, the win. Had a day off and come back and play them again. And again, it's just like, right there. And the Islanders, Steve Valiquette can say it. He was a former goalie, and now he does the announcing for the Rangers. The New York Rangers have proven they can beat any team. They just
there you go.
So I'm a little rattled about it, but you know what? 1 point. What's up? So far, nothing's going on. Tomorrow's trade deadline, so it's going to be.
Now, yeah. I was going to ask, so in terms of being a Rangers fan,
yeah,
like the Islanders are your number one rivalry, right? Like, is it the Devils or is it?
No, the Devils. The Islanders. I don't even really think about. Back when the Devils were running it, kind of, but as a Rangers fan, and like the Rangers, the teams that we hate the most as a community, that we've all played on, is it's always Original 16. You hate Boston. A lot of people, even though they're not
common enemy,
people hate Philly. I'm a big proponent of hating Philly. Like,
have you ever been to Philadelphia before?
Oh yeah. I went to it's pretty close. It's like 3.5 hours away. I went to Penn State University, so that was 6 hours away, but in Pennsylvania. Philly's pretty close. I have a ton of family there, but Philly, man, god damn.
Is it a scumbag city or no?
100%. Everything you've heard is true. Everything you've heard.
I was kind of on the same line as Josh. I came in here expecting to like really pit the Long Island versus the Manhattan kind of crowd. I'm pulling terms out of my ass.
I'm on Long Island right now.
Well, is Long Island what Islanders fans are?
Yeah. So
okay.
Islanders are Long Island team, but like, it's just trash. So Billy Joel is a Long Island legend. And there's this thing. Like, if you're from the North Shore of Long Island, you're classy. It's like the North Shore, Great Gatsby, like super nice. It's all like the fancy, like stereotypical rich Long Island people, but they're classy.
Mhm.
And the South Shore is trash. And so we just shit on like Islanders fans. It's all trash. So yeah, you know what? I'm gonna just continue on that. And like I like the Islanders. Like I don't hate them.
Mhm.
But dude, some of their fans, man, holy shit! You're just like, you are garbage. Just stop. I do love that logo though, the fisherman.
Like I've always kind of looked at it as like being almost like the in football terms, kind of putting it against like the Philadelphia fans versus the New England fans. Like New England's like the gold standard for that, where Philly's kind of like the rough and tough, win with a backup quarterback and riot your whole city.
Yeah,
to the
like
core.
that movie wherever it was when the guy went in.
Rudy.
No, not Rudy. It was another one. I don't know. They had open tryouts, and it's funny too because like I have enough respect for Philly, whatever. And you know, we sent Hayes is over there now, and he was playing good this season. He's not doing so hot.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. So,
but
I mean, while we're still kind of talking about dumping on other sports teams, because I love learning about the rivalries. Now, so you're a Rangers fan. Now,
yes.
does that mean like you? So I feel like New Yorkers, or at least people within that area, have like, if you're an Islanders fan, that usually means like you like the Jets and you like the Brooklyn Nets. So it's kind of like those.
Yeah, nobody really cares about the basketball out here, which is weird. It's
really?
Jets,
Interesting.
Mets, Islanders, and then it's Yankees, Giants, Rangers.
So you're on the kind of the winning side, or like the cool side, I would say.
I prefer to call it the classier side, the smarter side. But yeah, no, I'm actually, believe it or not, I'm not a Yankees fan. I'm a Giants fan and a Rangers fan. But my dad's whole family, like they're born and raised out in Montauk, full east end of Long Island, born and raised out there. But they come by way of Boston, believe it or not. So they're huge,
Oh boy,
huge Red Sox.
Tara, peep the banner in the background there. You and I have something in common. Go Sox.
dude, this guy's such a fake Red Sox fan, man. He just every time they sign big names, he's just all about it, man. He's such a bandwagon.
We got one of the best payrolls in Major League Baseball. Suck my nuts.
Boston Red Sox are, so in baseball, I mean, Mets is cool. I like the Mets. I'm down. I just fucking hate the Yankees. Hate them.
Do you ever dare walk into Yankee Stadium and wear a Red Sox jersey? Like I've heard that's a death sentence.
Okay, ready? So my dad took me to a game at Yankee Stadium. They're playing the Sox. He's not going to wear anything Red Sox. My older brother's like a freaking loser. He's just like, "Oh, I'm a Yankees fan." My dad's like, "What?" But I wear Red Sox stuff. So my dad doesn't wear anything. My brother's rocking a Yankee shirt, and I'm wearing my Red Sox stuff. Papelbon was pitching. Loved me some Papelbon. I closed there. I still have it. So I'm wearing it, and somehow I didn't get beat up, but I ended up getting Yankees fans to buy me drinks.
That's fucking sick.
How?
That's unreal.
Just know what to say, man.
I feel like if you're Tara, they chirp you once and you chirp them right back, and then that's how you get the drinks right there.
Yes, it's all about the chirps. That's like my go-to.
Okay, before we go any farther, I have to address this. My mom's in the chat, and so she's asking who is your guest tonight. So, Mom, our guest is Tara. She's out in New York.
Long Island.
Yeah, we finally figured it out. Long Island. Not a Flyers fan. My mom won't know what that means, but that's okay. I wanted to ask you something. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, your mom wanted to ask something. Yeah, what's up?
Oh, okay. I don't know if she's going to ask something. Hopefully, if she does, it's going to be the weirdest like boomer thing to ask. But I'm down if she does. Mom, if you're out there, ask some questions. Don't worry. But let's jump into this. I'm looking at the standings right now for the Rangers, and instantly I'm a Rangers fan because I see if you guys make it, Boston's out. So maybe we see. And sorry,
it's the Boston and Philly will be out if we make it. What it's coming down to is this trifecta of hell being Flyers, Bruins, Rangers.
Yeah.
And the East Division is, in my opinion, the hardest division, but also the division that's going to have a team. Like at least two teams in this division are going to be screwed out of a spot in the playoffs, which if we were doing regular divisions, they would have made.
Yeah, it's so weird you saying the hardest division though, because I can't fully disagree with you. I'm looking at it and
division, but in terms of teams that deserve to go to the playoffs, and play
that's
to that extent. Yeah, so
that's true.
The tough part is,
so obviously Washington, Flyers, Washington Islanders, and Pitt, they're all basically going. They've all stamped their tickets for the most part. And then you have these 3 other teams that are all vying for that 4th spot, being Boston, the Rangers, and the Flyers. And all 3 of those teams have the ability to, like, they're all good enough to go.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know why. I always, especially this season, I've looked at the Penguins and as being a team that shouldn't be in the playoffs, just based on the way their season started. I know they've been on fire as of late, last 15 games or so.
We have the entire state of Philadelphia, or the entire state of Pennsylvania, in our back pocket. The New York Rangers have put those teams, the Pens and the Flyers, in our back pocket, own them, disgrace them and their families. But the Pens have the Islanders in their back pocket. The Pens have just beat them to shreds every single time. I think they're 4-2.
Mm-hmm.
So the Pens are like kind of sneaky good, but the team that's the most sneaky good right now is the freaking Hurricanes. They're not even in our division.
Yeah.
Hurricanes are looking nice right now.
And they're one of those teams where they, I feel like 3-4 years ago they started sneaking into playoffs, and they would have some good series, and it's just slowly. It's been the same roster, a couple changes here and there, but they went from sneaking into the playoffs to just fucking being a juggernaut now. And I'm looking at them as the one team I don't want to play.
You don't hear about them big on news or anything. You're not hearing huge announcements about them because they don't seem to have. I mean, they have Sebastian Aho, and then Justin Williams is here, whatever, but they don't really have a big name player. They don't have a nice face, and their play isn't on their incredible ability to score or this wild goaltending. It's on their brick wall D.
Yeah, with Dougie Hamilton leading the way.
Dougie Hamilton defense, it's just a wall, and that's how they're winning.
Yeah. It's like, I feel like this season, because like being up in Canada, the struggle is real to find some really good rivalries and actual good news on any teams that are in the US, because like up here, it's very much like, it's just every game seems to be like a rivalry game in Canada.
Yeah.
It's like,
I appreciate that Toronto Montreal rivalry. I mean, they played each other, two times a year, 2-3 times a season. Now they're playing the hell out of each other. And then the rivalry that you guys got going on with, I mean, obviously there's the Battle of Alberta, but Vancouver and Calgary, I mean, you guys had big name players go straight from Vancouver over to Calgary. So and then you're meeting each other, like Markstrom, who else?
Tanev over there too.
Levo, everyone pretty much.
So they basically cleared your house, and then you have to play them 1,000 times, which is
which doesn't obviously and like I feel like being like a part of the Vancouver fan base, like it's actually, I don't know if I would rather say it's nice or not nice to not have a team to actually be like true rivals with. You know what I mean? Like I feel like the Rangers, like there's always going to be an original 6 connection. Like even if you're playing like, Chicago, Toronto, Montreal, like teams that, you wouldn't necessarily see.
Always this original 6 fight underneath.
Yeah. And plus like there's so many teams kind of in like the upper northeast part of the US, like all those cities, it's just all condensed. Like it's just everything, like even though the Devils are trash, they're still obviously, if they were good, there would be a rivalry. Or Buffalo somehow was
going. Oh, Buffalo! Oh my god.
Yeah, Buffalo trash bag team. But
even know, like Taylor, we can get into that in a bit because I have so many things to question about that.
Yeah, we might become a Sabres podcast for a good 10-15 minutes here. So
yeah, I'll throw myself through a burning table.
Yeah, just for the Bills Mafia. That's what we need. Yeah. We need that kind of energy.
Needs all they can get right now.
What about we mentioned kind of that the trade deadline's coming up tomorrow. And it's been a while since I've heard some Jack Eichel rumors, but I remember when the Jack Eichel rumors were swirling, New York, the Rangers were kind of the front runner as to a team that could probably fit his salary, could fit the type of player he is, but also give up a package that could get him. Like being a Rangers fan, when you heard that, what was the reaction?
I mean, he's a great player, but right now he is injured.
Yeah.
He's out. I sounded so Canadian right there too. He is not playing. But I don't know if Jack Eichel would fit in. I think Jack Eichel would play great with a Tkachuk. That's okay. I think he would fit in pretty well on the Bruins. I think he would fit in pretty well on. I feel like he would do well on even. Yeah, maybe not the Canucks. Doesn't seem
so
like what? I really hope we don't get him.
So yeah, it would obviously be a huge package going the other way. But what is it about his play style that you don't see? Because I look at a guy like Pan Man, and kind of similar play styles. I know kind of the opposite where Pan Man's a shooter.
I feel like Jack Eichel has, you know what? It's almost like a too many Chiefs, not enough Indians type of thing. I don't know if he would be as much of a team player.
Yeah. Okay.
Sense. Whereas Panarin is playing with, like, we're seeing these guys come up. You know, Panarin plays great with somebody like Buchnevich. Buchnevich has had experience, but we've seen him be inconsistent throughout his previous seasons. Whereas now he's playing up to a certain level. So I feel like if you have two guys coming in playing on this hot shot level, it could be a little bit more difficult, which is one of the reasons why I think when Eichel first came in with Hall, it's one of the reasons why I think Hall isn't doing well. And because Hall sucks right now.
Yeah.
Jack Eichel's out. And we haven't seen Jack Eichel play great with like a side man, like a wing man.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Totally. Like everyone always talks about this.
Draisaitl, but I haven't seen Jack Eichel have his, wingman.
That's true for a lot of the NHL, honestly. Like I would say
consider
a constant thing you hear is it happens with Calgary. It happens with so many other teams where you say like, okay, you got these star players, but can you surround them with other star players?
And can they play each other?
Exactly. Because that's not always like to do that costs money, or it costs a ton of picks and players to bring a guy in like that. And
you turn into Toronto where you have these star players, but then you're surrounding them with a bunch of fourth liner taxi squad guys.
Because you got like 40 million in like 3.5 players kind of thing. And it's
$3
so,
left.
Yeah, exactly. I could pay you each $3, and that's kind of what you get trapped into. But I would say that's the thing about the trades. I find the Jack Eichel one's very different because you're acquiring a guy who he's probably going to be on your team. Even if things go mediocre to great, he's on your team for the next 10 years, I would say.
But also what even throws a bigger wrench into it is he is hurt. And how is that going to affect his progress coming through? Because he was out all season.
Yeah. And so you're looking at the injury as not so much an immediate thing and it affecting this season, but more like what does next season look like?
Buffalo's screwed. But what's the longevity? How is he going to come back from it?
Yeah, true.
And then how is he going to – it's coming back from an injury on a team that you're familiar with is one thing. Coming back from an injury on a team and trying to adjust also to a completely new environment, to a completely new organization, that's another thing. So it's just adding on to the whole thing.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, it'd be easier to come back from an injury to stay with an organization that you were familiar with and you've worked with and you've been around versus all of a sudden picking up and moving and being like, all right, I'm coming back from a season-ending injury to a team I don't know. I don't know any of this. I don't know their style of play.
Yeah.
It's a complete reconfiguration. Also, just don't want Jack Eichel on the Rangers.
You've kind of your mind made up already. There's no convincing.
I don't think he would be a great fit. I'm sure there's tons of people who would disagree with me, but that's just how I feel, man.
Yeah, you gotta be strong in your own corner like that. That's fine.
Right. He'd be a rebuild guy. I don't think he would mesh with the kids line, with the boys.
Yeah.
Pass.
Hey, him and Taylor are all the same, man. They might just be cursed. They might be cursed to the bad teams, and that's it.
No, I was talking to somebody, and they were saying how could I say Taylor Hall is not a good player? How can I say he's bad at hockey right now, and that he's just shit. He's gone downhill. And he was MVP, this, that, and that. Like, he has 2 goals on the season. They're like, well, look at the team he's on. And I'm like, look at the team that Connor McDavid and Draisaitl are on. Look at the team that the leaders, and it doesn't – listen, a good hockey player is going to put numbers up regardless of the team that they're on. Their team might not go to the playoffs. They might be out in December. But if you're a great hockey player, if you're one of the best hockey players, even if your team is last place, i.e. Edmonton Oilers for the past few seasons, just trash, you still have McDavid and Draisaitl leading in points, goals, assists, everything. Taylor Hall has 2 goals on the season. He's not a good hockey player anymore. He sucks. He's in a fun. I don't know what's going on.
I love that you could come in with the bold statement and just say it. I like the only thing that I like about the Taylor Hall situation right now, it goes with the type of play he's having right now with COVID as well. You're going to be able to buy him low. Like, it's not going to cost what the Coyotes paid from a year ago or 2 years ago, where they had, I think it was a year ago, where I think they paid a first and a second for that. That you're not paying that again.
Even when he was on the Devils, even when he was coming towards the end of his thing and he wanted to leave, like, I gave him the benefit of the doubt, being like, all right, he's not performing to his best because he wants out. He wants to be the hell out of there. Like, Pierre-Luc Dubois wasn't playing great super great when he was with Columbus. He wanted out. And then he gets to Arizona, and I'm like, yeah, it's definitely like an interim, an in-between team. He's not going to stay with the Coyotes. He's an in-between team. And I expected so much more out of him once he got to Buffalo.
Yeah.
But it's just not there. Something isn't clicking. And even looking at a team that's shitty like the Coyotes, Phil Kessel's still putting up numbers.
Yeah.
He's still putting up numbers. Taylor
Yeah,
Hall is not putting up numbers. So I don't think he's a good hockey player right now. I think he's shitty.
Fair assessment. I'm not going to take that away from you. So I think the reason that I attacked the Jack Eichel trade is because I'm looking at the Rangers and definitely a ton of talent all over this place with a ton of youth surrounded in that, which means you got pieces if you want to do something. And so I'm looking at guys. I'm looking at Lafreniere and I'm looking at Kakko. Which one? I know Kakko's had another year to disappoint you, but Lafreniere hasn't exactly.
Actually, first things first. Let me just 1-2.
Okay, so I've done fucked up.
So towards the beginning of this season, we're seeing Kakko be really slow. He wasn't progressing as quickly as I had expected or I'd hoped to. I know he had COVID, similarly to Zibanejad. Zibby sucked.
Yeah.
For majority of this, which just kind of goes to show how people will get COVID and it affects you way differently. You can be fine in a week, or you can be dead, or you can be in the middle where it's going to have much longer lasting side effects or things you're going to have to work through. So Zibby comes into this season 15 pounds down. He's not fast. He hasn't gotten his breath back. And then he finally does. But we have right now what they're calling the kids line, this third or fourth line. And it's a 19-year-old, a 20-year-old, and a 21-year-old. We got 19-year-old Lafreniere, 20-year-old Kaapo Kakko, 21-year-old Philip Edel. These guys, as of lately, have been playing with so much chemistry, and they're putting up numbers. Their numbers have been through the roof. Their high danger chances on net are sky, and they're finally playing with. And they keep calling it. They're like, this is the kids' line. This is our future. This is what we've been waiting forever. So while I was frustrated a bit with Kakko, taking everything into consideration, I think that he, Lafreniere, and Edel, as well as, holy shit, our blue line, Adam Fox, what is up?
Yeah, dude, they pulled a fucking Space Jam. They took Quinn Hughes' skill, and they're like, Adam Fox, here you go.
Oh,
you can have
He's not killing it right now?
He's doing okay, but he's like minus 500, so that kind of sucks.
Yeah, no. Adam is on a I think he may have had a point tonight. I'm not sure if he got a point, but he was on a 12-game point streak tied with Brian Leach. This kid is unreal.
He's dynamite. He's real good. And
it helps that he's best friends forever with his line mate on the blue line. And we're still waiting.
Who's he paired up with?
He is paired up with
It's not Trouba, right?
No. Trouba was a great pull from. Just gonna say that was a great pull from the Jets.
From Winnipeg, right? Yeah. Well, anytime you hear someone that's like, I don't want to live in Winnipeg, you're like, yeah, hey, welcome to New York. You could do that if you want. That's like an easy sell.
We got in that Winnipeg trade. Oh, that was we sent up Kevin Hayes. We got, or the Rangers. I say we as if I'm on the team. Trouba and Lemieux. We just got rid of Lemieux.
Yeah, that was an interesting one. I
don't think he fit in well with the dynamic of the young guys.
Maybe I kind of he's a gamer, and that's what kind of if you're saying that he doesn't fit in well, that's kind of tough though because he plays kind of like that playoff style hockey, like exactly. And so if that doesn't fit what the team is, that's kind of worrisome.
It kind of fits with the team, but I think that he was expendable in the sense of it was first to get Kravtsov.
Yeah.
Going? Yeah, worth it for sure. I do think that he and Drew Doughty are going to be really good friends, though.
Yeah, totally.
Like, I really think he's going to play great with Doughty. Like they're going to be good.
I want to welcome back to the podcast owner of the dial-up internet, Josh Gertson. Thank you so much for coming back. We
What's
appreciate
your
it.
name? Yo, ASL. What's up?
It was actually
live
brutal.
Phoenix.
I hate my internet. I actually hate it. I turned off my phone. I reconnected to Wi-Fi, like all this shit. Like,
did you try unplugging it and blow it in the hole?
Yeah, did you spit on it? Was that Rogers up there?
It's the first thing I did. It's the
Rogers internet. Is that what you guys have up there?
Oh my!
Rogers is a premium.
Yeah.
You wait till you see Freedom Mobile.
Yeah. God damn. Once you see that.
It's wild up there in Canada because I've been there, a bunch of times, but East Coast.
Where in Canada have you been, and what have you seen?
Toronto, Mississauga, like Ontario area, as far up as Lake
Muskoka.
Well, Muskoka's right. The Muskoka Detour's pretty decent. How far have I gone up? Probably like Oshawa, maybe a little higher.
Nice.
Lake Etobicoke.
Oh, there you go.
Etobicoke's in.
I feel like you'd be a big West Coast spirit like that. I feel like this kind of lifestyle would be a good little spot for you.
And then I've been to Montreal and in Quebec, and then Nova Scotia, Discoos.
Area,
yeah.
Yeah,
But, I haven't been out west.
Yeah, don't bother with Alberta, Saskatchewan, or Manitoba. Just don't ever go there. No, seriously, it's kind of like I'm trying to think of like what.
I do want to go to Cowtown. I want to go to Stampede, and I want to go to Invermere. That's in Alberta.
Why do you want to go to Invermere?
I don't know.
I've been into okay. I'm gonna tell you right now, Tara. You're not missing anything with not.
I
thought it was dope. I don't know. I thought that you guys.
Tara, I'm totally gonna profile you here. That sounded exactly like when you watch something on Diners, Drive-ins, and Dives, and you're like, dude, there's something in Invermere. I'm a fuck with that. And then you get there and you're like, there's only that one restaurant.
Yo, I have a fucking timeshare in Flavortown, so.
Hell yeah, you do. Hell yeah.
But yeah, no, I totally want to check out BC. I mean, I heard what was I watching? I was watching like some Duncan Keith thing, and he's from out there, I guess, Penticton.
Yeah.
Actually, one of my best friends from college, he was from or is from New Westminster.
That's where I live.
Shut up.
Yeah, the home of shitty internet.
I don't know if you like lacrosse or not, but are you a lacrosse guy?
No, not even a little bit.
No, not even close. I don't know. He's supposedly like the best lax bro, but he came out to Long Island to play college.
Shit, dude.
Good for him.
We might have to interview the greatest lax bro to come out of New West, and then we could pit him against Josh.
Salmon bellies. That was the term. The salmon bellies.
The salmon bellies. I'm gonna look this up.
That West looks dope though, but I think it might be a little too. I don't know, man. That whole Western, everybody's like super like sensitive and stuff.
Oh yeah, dude. Don't worry. When you get to the airport, we'll meet you with like an urban dictionary of like words you're not allowed to say, and it's like 500 pages long. So you'll get used to it.
Like, what's up, boys? And they'll be like, "What? Boys?
How fuck dare you?
How could you?" I'd be like, "What's up, boys?" I don't know if they were hearing, but
okay. So I have a question regarding New York, just as a city.
Yeah, what's up?
What's the worst airport to fly out of, JFK or LaGuardia?
They're about equal. Don't fly into Newark. Newark is a pain in the ass because then if you're trying to get into Manhattan, so
I've flown in there once.
I live on Long Island, born and raised out here. So I live in Suffolk. It's like 35 minutes away, no traffic. But with traffic, it could be like an hour and a half. But it's very, very close. But I lived in Manhattan for 3 years. You don't want to fly into JFK and LaGuardia is basically one and the same. Just depends on traffic. You don't want to fly into Newark because that's a pain in the ass to get down because that's in Jersey, or to get up, I guess it's in Jersey. But other than that, New York is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I mean, you're gonna have traffic regardless, but I've never seen traffic like I saw traffic in Toronto.
Yeah, Toronto traffic's. I've never even been to Toronto once. I've lived.
Dude, the traffic in Toronto is unbelievable.
That's what I've heard.
Better or worse than you think California? I feel like California is like the pinnacle of traffic, isn't it?
I saw something where they were saying how Toronto traffic is like worse than California.
Really?
One Queen Elizabeth Highway or something. I don't even know. It's hell. It's the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I guess HOV lanes would be backed up too in that kind of situation. Or does Toronto have HOV lanes? Does everybody have HOV lanes? Probably, right?
About to blow your world up, dude. I don't know.
Let's do one of those.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it was great. I remember sitting there being like, I could never, because I would lose my mind. Not that I'm a jerk or like rude, but I'm used to going a little bit faster. Just, holy shit.
Just trying to peel out at any exit possible, and they're all backed up too. So you're like, "Fuck."
Yo, dude, my God, I was about to just start
laying on the horn in front of at the guy in front of you.
Crap up there for my accent. People.
Fucking username's the glove drop, man. That just sounds like a road rage name ready to go.
Yeah, I got like 30 sticks on my back. I actually have a couple sticks on my back. But people, the worst was, and you guys don't really even have that bad of an accent. I don't really hear an accent at all, actually.
No,
yeah,
I feel like
no.
I hear a hint of an accent on you, but like it's just
whole thing.
barely there. Yeah.
But I walked into a Starbucks, and in Ontario they call them washrooms.
Yes.
Oh yes.
So I walked into this thing. I'm struggling because these coins, I don't know what the hell you guys are doing up there. Like heaviest things in the world. Doing a workout, like holding on to these. I walk in and I walk up to the lady and I'm like, yeah, can I get a, and I'll say it the way I normally say it. I was like, let me get a grande iced coffee and a venti cup with extra ice. Also, where's the bathroom? And this woman was like, where are you from? I'm like, New York. And she's like, where? I'm like Long Island, like Manhattan-ish. And she's like, say coffee again. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I was fucking A. Call me out, why don't you?
Despite how multicultural Canada is, accents always blow us away regardless of where you're from. You can be from Australia and people freak out.
Black squirrels. I was like, what the?
Yeah. Those are pretty cool. Hey,
Bathroom was one thing. What else did I say weird up there?
you were talking about how much you hated the money because it was heavy. What about the bills that we use? What do you think of those?
Love them.
How cool are those, right?
Love them. In fact,
That's some swaggy shit, dude.
What movie is it where they talk about Canada and they're just like, Canada's the best because all the money is just fucking play money up there. It's like Monopoly dollars.
and I thought it would smell. Well, I like how it doesn't get crinkly.
Yes, you can also throw it in the dryer in the washer and it's totally fine.
Yeah, because our money is a little whack like that. But here's the thing.
Yeah.
The question I asked, I was dating some dude in Toronto for quite a while. And I was like, one of the first things I said when I got up to Canada once, I was like, yo, so your $1 bills and your $2 bills are coins. What do you do at the strip club? Do you just like help
Yes.
women with
The short answer is yes.
Do you want to know, Terry?
You
I've only
flick
been to
them.
one. I can tell you.
It's like you ever go to like a fountain or anything like that, and you want to like make a wish, you just fucking flick it in there. Just
If you're not doing, like, I can imagine that it can get pretty violent.
Dude, even the fucking fountains are pricey, dude. That's $1 minimum on the fountain.
Yeah. I have some Canadian Tire money around here.
there you go.
That is pretty much the most useless currency you will ever see in your life.
Making it rain with the Canadian Tire bills.
Dude, side note, when I used to work at a restaurant with these two guys, I saved my change for I think almost 2 years. I fucking went on a trip to Greece on just change. It was over $2,000, dude.
Well,
That's the power of the toonie people.
yeah, the loony and the toonie, but I still use them as regular money because like I keep change too. I'll just throw it in something. But you know what? I mess with Canada. I really do I love it up there. Love it up there.
It's a good little
Okay.
spot.
So I have a couple questions.
What's up, buddy?
So saw on the Instagram, huge Barstool fan.
Oh, love it.
Team Nardini. Am I right?
All day.
There you go. Now I saw that because I saw that you were wearing one of her hoodies, so I gotta ask. Now, do you play hockey currently?
Yes.
Okay. How long have you been playing?
So I played from the age of 6 until I was like 15 years old. Then I stopped. And then within the last, I would screw around, just like take trick shots and stuff. Not on ice or anything, just mess around. I finally got back on ice, legitimately skating, full gear stuff, 3 months ago.
There you go. And has it come back pretty naturally or what?
My hands are decent. And it's funny. It's because you kind of don't lose it, but my skating ability was shot. Granted, I'm very tall. I'm 5'11". So in skates, I'm 6'2". When I quit, I was 5'5", 5'6". So the height thing is there, but also I am weak. So my legs were so weak. And I have no problem falling. I post. It's funny because people think I'm just this horrible hockey player because all I post is me falling. Like actually post is me falling.
It's very humbling.
I think it's funny. But yeah, it comes back quick, and you find it when you're skating around. All of a sudden I'll be like, oh wow, I just did that, because you're not thinking. So if I'm in a situation where I'm trying to avoid somebody, all of a sudden I'm back skating, back crossover, and I'm like, oh shit, I forgot that I knew how to do that. So it's taken a while just to get strong. The my right side is so much stronger. I stopped, like, right crossovers, right everything is significantly stronger, but then I just keep it in my head.
There you go.
It's the best. Give me till like August, guys. I'll be killing it.
There you go.
What would you say, like, if you were filling out like a form and there was a section where it said like describe yourself as a player, What do you bring in the team?
Playmaker. I'm a really, really, really good passer. I think
Okay.
probably my just complete passion, like diving into the game. I'm very aware of the game, so I always know where to be. So if I see somebody, if I'm doing like a 3-on-2 breakaway or whatever, and I see somebody come up, I'm gonna cut into the center. I'll open up lanes for people. Really good at knowing exactly where to be, following up on other person's shots, getting back. The hockey IQ is there. I just
The
gotta get
hockey sense.
stronger.
You got the hockey sense, man.
Yes, gotta get the legs stronger.
You're
and gotta
fucking-
get the edges back.
Fucking Peter Parker in the hockey gear, man. You got the Spidey sense out there. That's good.
The skating is shot.
Now, this might come as a surprise just looking at us because obviously we look like just LeBron James physical specimens, but we're actually learning how to play hockey, all of us. I'll throw myself in that boat too. Can I just really quickly, can I just hear you delegate us to like what positions you think we would play? Like you can give us forward defense. Give us forward defense and then make one of us the coach because we're not allowed to play.
Heights and weights, boys.
What's that?
Heights and weights and shooting.
Heights and weights?
What's up? How tall are you guys?
5'9", maybe about 170. No,
Oh,
165.
Whatever. Heights and weights. I can get sizes from here.
6 feet.
Right,
And
what about you?
And 125 soaking wet.
no, like around like 176. 176.
All right. What about you?
Fucking Tommy Kipes out here saying
Dude,
benchmarks. Fuck you,
this
Tommy,
guy's-
dude.
This guy's 6'4", fucking 250.
Hey, wait. Yeah, I'm 6'4", 265, dude. I'm an absolute Ryan Reeves out here, man.
All
Like,
right, center. Elijah, you're center. Big man
hell yeah,
center.
let's go.
Taking face off. Big man center. You're gonna be like a like a big boy center.
Like a Brandon Dubinsky throw a bow in the face-off duck.
what do you guys shoot? Lefty, righty?
Left.
All right.
Left-handed.
Lefty. You shoot lefty,
Left.
and you shoot left. Me too. What's up?
Yeah, there you go.
Dude,
That's
what,
not
I'm
good.
fucking podcasting with a bunch of aliens right now. What's going
Well,
on?
no, dude.
God.
Dude, I'd put you, Josh, you're going right wing. I'd probably throw you on the blue line. No offense, because you're a little smaller.
That's fine.
A bit of a slave.
That's fine.
I'll be
Honestly, I'm just happy I made it onto the ice. When you said
Yeah.
coach, I was like, boom, done. Easy, let's go.
I gave you an out there. I said you
was
could
like-
get your coach if you wanted to.
I'll be the coach. Yeah, no, like, but still, my skating, I'll flex on myself. Like, I'll pump my own tees. My stick handling is pretty decent. My accuracy shots are stupid, very accurate. I don't know if you guys ever saw any like my silly little trick shots.
Yep.
Take the lid off of a bottle of vodka. Took the lid off of a Pink Whitney bottle. Just
There you go.
I can hit shots from crazy, ridiculous, but the skating isn't there. So
You think so? Hey, dang. That's impressive.
Well done. Okay. E, what else do you have? I don't have anything else here.
I feel like I had some chirps lined
Oh.
up.
Oh,
I
wait,
wanted to
have
know.
some questions. What are you guys doing for hockey? You just trying to get into it now? Like you want to play? Just to kind of get out there?
Well, okay, so I've been playing for like 3 years now. I took my path to hockey. I didn't know how to skate in my entire life. Huge
Mhm.
hockey fan growing up. And then I decided one day I was like, you know what, fuck it, I got to learn. So I was 22 in like a learn to play adults camp, but it was like there was about 30 of us, and almost everyone there was like in their 30 to 40s. They had kids who were already better skaters than them.
Yeah.
And then I was like the 20. I was like 22, 21. And it was hilarious. We're all falling all over the ice. And like we're doing shooting drills where we shoot against the wall. And basically, like if you can get the puck off the ice, you're a whiz. Like you know what you're doing. So
Boss.
I was flexing on that camp, no problem. But these two guys here, we just started like before COVID kind of ramped up around here.
Yeah.
We had just started this idea of like starting a beer league team for the first time. And these guys haven't, there's about 8 to 10 of us that haven't skated before.
Yeah.
So
Guys, stop.
What's that?
Josh,
Can you stop?
Yes.
Yeah.
Easily.
he's
for
got
it.
his strong side. He's got that strong side
And
down.
skate backwards. There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
Exactly.
And
There you go.
I mean, so you were what? You're 25 now?
Yeah, we're about 25.
You're all 25? I'm 31.
Yeah.
So I didn't play from 15 until I was 30.
That's a break.
Did you still retain like any muscle memory or anything like when you got back onto the ice? Did it kind of feel relatively natural or no?
At first, no, but then the muscle memory came back in the shooting, stick handling type stuff. And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
memory started to come back. Like I said, I went to like 3 public skates.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, my legs are straight. I'm like, my legs are shaking. I'm going to die. And then a couple of kids would come in front of me and I'd avoid them and I'd be like,
Yeah.
whoa, what did I just do? So it kind of comes back naturally. to an
Okay.
extent, but it really is just a matter of getting comfortable back on skates. And once you get your edges back, you trust it more and you're going to fall a bunch. In fact, when we hop off here, I'll tweet it out and I'll put it under your guys' thing. There's a ridiculous clip. Last game, Tuesday, I was playing Tuesday night. We played from like 11 to 2 in the morning. And I'm just skating and I'm coming around. Be Dirty played. It's 2 something in the morning. I just caught an edge. I'm skating normally, like stepped crossover, and you're going to catch. Granted, the ice was ripped up from us.
Yeah.
But you know when you see, it's one
Got
of my
that
favorite
Lake
things.
Tahoe ice going on, right?
Yeah, it's one of my favorite things too, when you see the NHL players. They're not, nobody's on them. They're not in game play. They're just all of a sudden you just see them go like down.
Yeah.
Because you just catch something, and it's one of those. So it's pretty funny.
The funny thing too is you never understand how that happens until it happens like firsthand to you.
Yeah, you
Like
just,
I've definitely had that snowboarding, and it's just like you tomahawk, you roll a few times, and you get up and you're like, "What the hell just happened?"
yeah, or if
No
you're
explanation.
just Dion Phaneuf fall
Yeah.
backwards.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I love it.
Ice
Uh,
is slippery.
Tara, I do want to ask you. Let's hear real quick your take on the Canucks. We can kind of like the COVID situation is obvious. Everyone knows what's going on with that, but I kind of want to see your outside perspective on what's going on with the Canucks, short term and long term.
The Canucks right now, like, it's very like you said before. Quinn Hughes. It's unfortunate he had a hell of a season, but you know what they call it, like the sophomore slump. I know it's not his second season. I know it's just his brother's second season, but I think that this whole COVID situation has taken a bit of a toll on the team, more so than other teams. I think that the yard sale that you guys had in players took a bit of a toll too.
Yep.
I'm not really seeing much in terms of like, it's always like this ebb and flow. You see teams do great and then they fall. And some teams are taking this COVID situation much worse than others. That's where I kind of see you guys. Brock Besser, love him to death. He's one of my
Great
favorite players. He dropped the first get pucks in deep of the season. First one. Love him.
Yeah.
Love him. Brock Besser, hit me up. You can come on my podcast. I don't have a podcast. But I think Quinn Hughes, I think this is just like a dud season for him. I think you guys need to get some players though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't like the makeup, eh?
Pardon?
Like you don't like the makeup of the team. Like I know a lot of people in Vancouver are calling for heads and calling for moves. I'm a
Yeah,
stay
no, I
pat
think
kind of
there needs
guy.
to be moves. There needs
Oh
to be
man,
moves big
tough.
time. I don't think that they have nearly as much. It's you got veteran players and these younger players, but there's no chemistry between them. It seems sometimes they'll play okay, but when you guys aren't, well, when you look at it, what are the numbers? What do you have? 40 points, 43 points?
We haven't checked. We honestly haven't played in almost 2 weeks now, so we haven't checked.
And we're going to be playing, what is it, 19 games in 30 days?
Yeah, 31
Nine.
days.
Yeah,
9
19
back-to-backs.
games in 31 days.
Yeah.
So
Hey, when I hear that, I hear playoff train. That's all I hear. Like translation, playoffs.
yeah, 19 games in 31 days. It's going to be rough. And we're seeing teams, some come back hot off of a COVID break. Some come back like trash. Like Boston came back playing like garbage after their little COVID break.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think you guys might need to just pack this season up and call it. Go into the next season. Some trades need to happen. What do you have anything big going on tomorrow, or is anything up in the air, you think?
I don't,
Our GM came out, little press conference, and he said that he came out and said that they don't expect to be very active this year. And I think there was a direct quote where he said, like, because players are dealing with COVID and their families are dealing with it too, like he's not going to ship people out while they're doing that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of respect it. Like
I respect
I-
it too, and also
Yeah.
the fact that he's taking that into consideration, but also that to me, and this is where me being a hard ass, like a hardo, whatever comes out. To me, I'm like, good on you for that in this particular situation, but kind of also gives me a little bit of a read into the type of GM that he is,
mhm.
which is soft body. And I think
he's
they-
definitely a little plump.
doesn't seem to be the kind of person who's going to be pulling something like to pull a move like some of these trades, to get rid of Torrey Krug, to move Pietrangelo, to sign a 7-year, $50 million, whatever Hayes contract in Philly, to get rid of these certain players. Like those are big time moves.
Mhm.
I don't, nor can I remember a time that Vancouver did anything really like that.
The last thing we did was a Louis Erickson 6x6 contract. I like how that's going. fucking that was actually like the worst deal. And yeah, and like the other one was probably the Tyler Myers one, 6.5 million. So that was great.
Hey, don't fucking knock Tyler, dude. You can shut the fuck up about Tyler
I
Myers.
feel like you guys got to get something going on because there's definitely a disconnect across.
Listen, I got to come out in full support of the boys right here. The Canucks are gonna be fine, guys. They have the roster right now. This is a cup contending roster. They're gonna take it.
Season.
What's
I
that?
would love to see the Canucks pull the cup though, just not this season, obviously.
Yeah, you that's good. You were looking. You're thinking back to '94, and you're like, you know what? We fucked on them already enough. We should give them a break and maybe take some pity on them.
That was the time. That was when I first fell in love with hockey.
that one season.
Yeah. 4 years old. No, it's 4 years old. My dad was watching the game downstairs, and he's bugging out. They win. He's yelling, and I'm looking on the screen, and I'm like, what? And I have 3 brothers, so there's no crying. We're all very close in age. 3 brothers. Shocker.
Yeah.
And I see, the Rangers bugging out on TV, and I'm like emotionally like, what? And then I see the Canucks players crying, and I was like,
no way,
taken aback. I was like, and I felt so bad, and my tears in my eyes, and there's just like so much emotion on TV, and I got tears in my eyes. My older brother's like, "There's crying." I'm like, no, ran up the stairs, slammed the door, screamed so loud. I remember it specifically, and from that moment on, I was like, "What is hockey?" 2 years later, I'm like, "I want to play."
There you go.
Mom puts all 4 of us in.
That's so sweet. Okay, I got one last question. Not even hockey related. Barstool related. Who are your first favorite personalities? I'm a huge Barstool guy. Who are your favorite personalities down there?
Oh my God. Okay, so I mean, I love Spittin' Chicklets and what they've done for the whole show. I mean, for hockey in general, which is why I'm a huge Nardini fan, because what she's doing for hockey is dope.
Oh, and women's hockey. Like they've done some good coverage on it too.
And that whole thing too, like fuck off, get the fuck out of here. You're gonna get shit on these girls in the NWHL for choosing to go on a media thing that you didn't like, and then you're gonna be upset when they lash back at you. Give me a break. Take a fucking lap. It's so stupid. It's so stupid.
It is. It's crazy, but people will be people, right?
PFT.
There you go.
I could dedicate an entire podcast to 2 guys, my boy Vibs and Tommy Smokes. I could talk about them for fucking ages.
No, all right. I love me. Vibs is great. Lowering the bar. He looks like he hates his life.
Okay, did you know this? Do you know how old Vibs is?
No.
He's 30.
Oh my God.
Vibs is 30. He looks like he's 19.
I like
It's
to think
crazy.
that I have like, because I get a lot of DMs from dudes who are like, it says like U17 AAA in their thing. I'm like, I'm 31.
Yeah.
It has a baby face.
He does. Very much so. It's crazy.
Love it. I love Josh after watching Surviving Barstool.
Which one's Josh?
Got
Is
the
he?
glasses. He's a clown.
I think I know which one you're talking about. He's kind of a newer guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big Cat's hilarious, but I also like man, there's like so many different players
it's
on
blown
it.
up, dude. That's like when I think of New York nowadays, that's where my opinions change. Like the last 3 years, when I think New York, Boston, I just think Barstool now. That's what's crazy.
My like dream job, by the way. I have a Viva La Stool thing over there. Like dream job would be to work in something like that.
Yeah. We'll have to shut them out. We'll have to tag them in all this.
Yeah, fucking tag it. But yeah, the whole thing is just jokes. But I think Big Cat's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I listen to Part of My Take a lot. Same thing. He's drop dead funny.
I don't like working in the hospital. Let's get real here. Working in the hospital is fucking horrible. Worst thing ever. And New York was hit hard. And like the hospital, the ICU. You know, I'm watching 6 people dying every day, and I'm right there next to them, holding hands and shit. So coming home, I needed something to like unwind. The stool scenes was and still is my go-to. It's so funny, it's so chill, and it's just like this little like Nate, they just fuck with him all the time. Love it. And also Spittin' Chicklets, you don't get to see those sides of the stars in the show. Like the NHL. No. You don't see but to see McKinnon and Crosby golfing, it's really, really cool to see that.
The Sandbaggers are awesome.
Oh, that's really like why I feel like that show is blown up and become huge, is because it's what you're able to do when you kind of take back the curtains and just let loose for a while. As players actually get they be themselves for a while instead of saying the puck's deep thing like you were saying. Like that's all they'll say.
It's cool to see them laid back, and it's nice to get that insight. So huge Barstool fan. Like I get it. If it's not somebody's cup of tea, I get it. Like
we've said that countless times on here
what
too.
What are you gonna do? But for me, that was definitely like an outlet, like huge part of my coping mechanism, which is insane to say. The unboxings, oh my god. And it's like
Portnoy,
so nice to come home, throw something like that on, and then you just kind of like get into like laughing, like that was the content, and coming from like the hellhole of the metropolis of COVID and all these deaths and dying, and this whole thing, couldn't be near my family because I'm exposed 100% of the time. So to come home and like throw that on, Barstool killed it, 100%. So huge Barstool. Also love when they do rip on Barstool Nate, just shitting on him.
You mentioned that. Poor Nate, dude. He's a fucking pincushion for that place.
Dude, it's the best. But yeah, I love it. Big time. So you guys got to come out to New York. We're gonna have to go kick in the doors of Barstool, I guess, one day.
Yeah, and we'll have to go on the ice too. Throw it around a bit.
Take you guys out.
Anyways, Tara, why don't you? We're gonna wrap up now, but why don't you take a second just to tell any of our listeners, anyone listening right now, where they can find you and what can expect with you?
Yeah, for sure. So my name's Tara. I got this thing going. It's called the Glove Drop. I know you might think that I'm just a New York Rangers fan, but across the league, across the board. So I'm covering breaking news. You know, I like to mix in a little bit of humor because nobody wants to listen to a stupid bitch talk about hockey unless she's doing something more. But yeah, so YouTube, The Glove Drop. I'm also on Instagram and Twitter at The Glove Drop, and on TikTok. So check it out. Lots of videos falling. And I can
especially on the IG live, right? Once in a while you'll throw it on, just dummy your brother. Is that who it is?
Oh no, those are my 3 buddies. I just have most of my friends are kids. We just go down to the beach. We live right by the beach. Throw on the IG live, dummy them, get the backhand sauce championship. We do a lot of that. So
nice.
There you go.
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to be on the content a ton more, and I work a ton with different brands and stuff. I'll let you guys know what's the best new products coming out, training products, and tell you what's dust and like that.
Love it.
So thanks for having me, guys. This is awesome. I'm stoked.
I'm glad we could do it. Last Sunday was a bit of a whirlwind. I'll be honest.
I know. I'm so sorry.
Dude, you should have seen our live stream. We were out here. We're like, all right, guys. We think we're pretty sure she's coming. We kind of did. We kind of ripped on you a little bit.
You deserved it. Rip on me.
But it's because of the optimism. The optimism started, and we were like, guys, don't worry. Tara's going to come like mid podcast, and it slowly just started to turn. And I was like, all right, I'll like change the title of the episode. It's all good.
Bitch from fucking New York. She's coming through. She's talking like, does she even know how to use a clock? Yo, Eastern Standard Time. Wake the fuck up.
Yeah, and you saw my message this time. I was like, hey, just so you know, it's 7 p.m. PST, 10 p.m. EST.
EST, fuck. Yeah,
anyways,
but I'm really sorry about last time, and this was fun.
It's okay. It was funny.
We're definitely gonna have to do this more, and you guys are gonna have to get your Canadian ass once the border opens. Canadian asses all the way out here.
Yeah,
100% into it.
Hell, get on the ice and we'll just dummy one another. Someone will go to the hospital, and you'll be in the States, so you'll have to pay for it.
Yeah, actually, on second thought, I'm gonna stay up north.
All right.
Healthcare's nice.
All right, well, thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks a lot.
No worries. Thanks for stopping by.
All right, we'll see ya.
Take care.
Later.
Bye.
All right, boys. Once again, yeah, don't worry, Josh. We're still live, dude. You want to pull your pants up or what?
No.
Just do what you got to do, man. Anyways, we got some listeners still happening, guys. So we're going to carry into the rest of our episode. This is how we do it, man. We do it live. We do it it's Saturday night, except it's Sunday.
Definitely Sunday night.
Hey, Kate, Raph, we need to address this. Our boy, Lonnie French, he's asking to get mod status in Twitch. Can you help him out with that?
100%. I can make Lonnie a mod at some point.
Let's go, baby. That's what we need to have happen around here.
Lonnie is just going to go like full on like fascist in our mod chat though, and just start fucking kicking people and just like making them his little disciples or some garbage. I don't know, but it's like I'm into it, but I'm also kind of concerned.
I have no idea the power of a mod right now. I just see the word and I'm like, fuck it. I want to give him that title.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, so thanks again to Tara from the Glove Drop.
Yeah.
Awesome interview. I kind of knew this was coming the entire time. Talking to her, like you could see her personality on her YouTube videos. And once we finally got in the chat with her, that's the kind of personality we gel with right there. So that was fun.
Yeah. That was a blast. Boys, let's move it on here.
That's absolutely. I need to know, Josh, how the fuck are you doing, buddy? How are you doing?
Well, boys, I'm in a 2-week quarantine right now. So lucky me, it's fucking sad as fuck. For all the listeners out there, I do not have the cocoa.
Did you get tested yet?
No, I have not.
But haven't had any symptoms. Okay.
So you don't know for sure.
Yeah, I technically do not know. But boys, so this fucking sucks. This is brutal. And like dude, like I've been door dashing, skipping, Uber Eatsing, everything, bro. Like it's fucked. Like I'm putting so much money on my credit card. Like it's actually fucking banana lands. Like so I can't go grocery shopping. I can't do anything. And if I get one more text from a friend asking if I want golf, I'm gonna fucking kill myself. Because I want to golf so bad.
Hey, keep talking. I'm gonna adjust the light.
And it's not happening right now. Like it's actually brutal. Like I got a text from Bailey.
Yeah.
I want to golf. Elijah called me, I think it was either today or yesterday, asking if I want to golf tomorrow.
Yeah.
And like, can you guys stop doing this? I'm like, I guess in all fairness, Elijah knew I was quarantined or didn't know I was quarantining, but Bailey did. And he's like, hey man, you want to golf? And I'm like, no, Bailey. I'm like, I'm isolating, but thank you for the offer. So I appreciate people thinking of me and appreciate people wanting to watch me have a meltdown on a golf course.
Mhm.
But yeah. And I'm really running out of things to do here, boys. Like I was playing Chell with Elijah. I was playing some Call of Duty.
Yeah.
I downloaded F1 2020. So it's just a whole lot of video games and like actual adult stuff. So, but that's pretty much it.
How much
Those
longer is
two
this
are-
going on for?
Huh?
How much longer is this going on for?
Well, the only thing was I was supposed to be isolating from, I think it was March, or no, sorry, not March, April 3rd
Yeah.
for 2 weeks. So I'm technically out of isolation on the 17th.
Yeah.
But the thing was that the health people in like my region, they
Yeah.
only put out the notice like maybe three days ago. So like I've been out and about,
Mhm.
like doing stuff, and then they called me a couple days ago being like, hey, like you have to isolate.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, so like
So it's-
from this point or from like April 3rd? And they're like, oh, from April 3rd. And I'm like, so I'm basically in isolation until next Saturday.
That's
So-
not bad.
It's not bad, but nonetheless, it's just kind of a pain in the ass, I guess. Because like
Yeah.
this week, boys, as you know, the weather has been awesome and
Beautiful.
and I'm gonna be fucking stuck inside while all my friends are having the time of their lives.
Do you think if we got you, like, you know, the bubble soccer thing that became popular, if we got you one of those, are you allowed to at least go on like a walk?
The hamster ball.
Dude,
Yeah.
I think that'd be
Dude,
sick. If
That's
you guys
gonna go so wrong so quick. Any kind of like small decline of a hill, someone's just gonna run up and push Josh down it, and he's just gonna go. It's not gonna go over well.
Someone will come up to him and be like, hey, why are you in the ball? He'd be like, I'm in quarantine.
dude, I think of like that part from Family Guy where Stewie's in one of those and Brian spray paints it black
Oh yeah,
and spins him around, just kicks him out the door.
yeah.
But anyway, I'll pass it over to Raph. How are you doing, pal?
I'm good. I'm fucking chilling. It's my Friday today, which is awesome. So I get the next couple of days off. I did my taxes today when I got home from work.
Oh, I need to do those. Fuck.
Yeah, it didn't take too long. It was pretty chill, just tax type stuff. But yeah, I'm pretty good. I did a workout the other day, and I worked out kind of like my lower abdomen area,
Yeah.
kind of,
oh,
and it was like super nice. Like loved it. Like great,
You're just
great
saying-
exercise.
You're trying to say you masturbated?
No. Anyways, worked out my lower abs, and dude, fucking my balls hurt after, and it. And I
So
like
you
sat there,
did masturbate.
I was like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. And then immediately I was like thinking about it. I was like, do I call my doctor right now? Because it's like, what if it's testicular torsion?
what's
do you-
that?
Oh,
You guys
is
don't know
when
what that
they get,
is?
like, that's when they get like tied up in a weird place, right?
That's where your balls spin in a circle, and apparently like they like rotate. So like the left one goes to the right side, the right one goes to the left side, and it cuts off the circulation and they swell. And it's apparently one of the worst pains a guy can feel in his life.
Oh my god.
Dude, sign
and
me up for kidney
It
stones.
blows up
before
like
we do that.
it blows up like a balloon. And apparently if you don't go to the doctor quick enough, you can lose your testicles.
Oh my!
And I think
God.
it's like you have like an hour, maybe, I think, or something like that, or maybe like 2 to get to a doctor before testicular torsion.
Raph,
Fucking
let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Did you go on WebMD when you felt those symptoms?
100% I went on WebMD.
Motherfuckers looking at the Mayo Clinic like, fuck.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember. Okay, this is kind of a personal story, but I'll tell it anyway.
Hey, let's talk testicle stories.
I remember
normalize
the first time I had shaved like my pubic area against the grain. So I had
Oh, that's not good. You don't do that.
it was not good. And like and I had never had sex before, but it was just getting really hairy down there. But I saw all these like red dots and I'm like, bro, I'm like, this is not good. Like
Herpes.
I had a sex ed class. Yeah, dude. I go in and I'm like a bunch of red dots in pubic area and they're like genital warts, herpes, not curable, see your doctor. And like my mom comes home and I'm like, Mom, I'm pretty sure I have herpes. And she's like, what? She's like, what the fuck are you talking about, John? Like, what did you do? And I'm like, well, I shaved like down there and like all these red dots started appearing and I think like I have some. She's like, oh my God, Josh. She's like, you're an idiot. She's like, those are probably just ingrown hairs. I'm like, okay.
Okay. I did something wrong. Dude, we've all done that before where we look at like we start shaving down there and then before you know it, you start asking questions. You're like, wait, what am I supposed to shave? And in your head, I think you just go for it. You're like, fuck it, I'm gonna shave everything. Anytime I see a hair, I'm shaving it.
But dude, like if you do though, and like the skin is so sensitive, like you're fucked. Like then you think you're like, oh
nuts.
God, like, oh, that's fine. That's not like a scab. That's just an ingrown hair because I cut myself doing it. Like that's really sketchy. Not a fan of that. Anyway.
Oh my God. Well,
Okay.
I'm glad
Well,
that you
fun.
don't. So confirming you don't have testicular torsion.
No, I am good. I am a-okay. Apparently what it is it's like a muscle that essentially goes down from your hip and kind of like loops into your thigh. It's a very like I can't remember what the name of it is. It's like a really like it's a main muscle in your body. And essentially what it does is that you have nerves that stem out to your testicle from your testicle to that muscle as well, which can cause the relation of pain. Yeah.
Dude, I'll tell a little testicle story. When I first started riding like bikes for exercise, like I was bicycling and I started, this was before I bought the bicycle shorts, you know, the one with the padding on the dick kind of thing. So I rode, it was probably like a 10 to 12K ride, pretty flat, nothing too crazy, about an hour long. And I got off, Josh, I was right by your house. I was down by Burn Road. I got off at the Canadian Tire. I could not feel my entire like hip / groin area was like so numb. I couldn't feel a thing.
Really?
And and if you sit for enough time on that area, that's why people wear bicycle shorts. That's one of the main reasons is for discomfort, but also like the blood flow.
They like promote circulation. Yeah.
Yeah. Like bicycling is apparently very bad for your junk, dude. Cause like blood flow can be fucked. So dude, I was panicking. Like I hopped off the bicycle and I was like, oh my God, like I can't feel anything. Like I almost started calling 811 too. Like I can't feel my nuts. I'm out here like I can't feel my nuts. that's what's fucked, dude. It throws you for a whirlwind.
Dude, that would be awful.
Boys, should we jump into some Canucks talk here? Like, should we get this going? I'm like, I feel we're vibing. I don't know what to do.
Okay, well, I feel like in terms of Canucks talk, okay, well, a couple things because my phone's been going off with TSN Trade Center stuff. So Jeff Carter, as of now, is now a member of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Ooh.
So I got that notification. There were a couple other deals really paying attention. That was kind of the one. But in terms of Canucks, boys, we are back. Not yet, but we will be on the 16th. However, we will be playing 19 games in 31 fucking days. Now, as Raph said, we are going to be playing 9 back-to-back games. So that's 18, which is just fucking that's nuts. Like we'll probably do back-to-back, day off, back-to-back, day off, so on and so forth. So that's fun.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't include travel, which fucking blows. I mean, I guess the one thing I will ask is, like, are we glad about this? I mean, obviously the Canucks are back. We're back playing. And, like, we should be well rested. But, like, how long do you think it takes for a player to kind of get out of mid-season form and to get back into things?
then again, like also let's ask ourselves, like, how long do we think until the players just start burning out throughout all these consecutive games, just this lifestyle, right?
Yeah, there's multiple layers to it, right? Like, so Raf's bringing up the 19 and 31 days. Even for a completely healthy team in a regular groove, like if you started someone's season out like that when they're perfectly fresh, that's like that right there is a tough ask, you know?
Yeah.
That's already going to burn out most people. So now you got that. Now you're going fucking COVID, coming off of COVID as well. Like all these players, as far as we know, have
And you're
had it.
expected to go 0 to 100.
No practice.
Yeah.
As of now, the practice facilities are closed. They're not even practicing yet.
Mhm.
We're talking practice, bro. Bruh. So that's already kind of nuts. Now, this ultimately where I side on this, guys, we all know the NHL is a business. I don't think, and it's a business that looks after their players. I think they've done a good job of doing their best to look after their players. We saw it with the bubble. We saw it with this season. You know, what happened with the Canucks is extremely unfortunate how fucking crazy it got. But eventually it was going to get rescheduled. Some people are saying it's a bit too early. Like, you know, we don't really have a lot going. Like, there's not a lot of positive news coming around yet. But I just think like you can't wait until the absolute certain point to start rescheduling games. Like that's just not how it works. If we want to finish a full season, this is the way to go. You schedule it. And then at that point, if you have to start postponing the first game, then you do it. But I think scheduling it's the right way.
Right. Yeah, for
Josh,
sure.
you talk. I'm going to go pee real quick. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, looking into the Canucks' situation, I mean, it's definitely a unique one, so to speak. But I think looking at it now from like the outside looking in, I feel like we just shouldn't. I don't know. Like, there's a bit of me that thinks I'm like, why should we have to travel as well? Like, that's just gonna add.
Yeah.
Up. Like, I feel like the season now is setting us up to fail, and it's not that it's like anyone's fault as well, right?
Mhm.
Like, I mean, it's not anyone's fault on the Canucks roster that some players got COVID. It's just like they got sick. There was an outbreak, but now it almost seems a team's trying to come back. We're already a step behind because, like Elijah said, we can't practice. We're going to be going into game modes, and you're expecting us to fly across the country and play Toronto and play Montreal and play Ottawa and all these fucking teams. Yet, oh my god, and there's a bit of me that thinks
Had a couple beers.
I'm like, I feel like we should have like 80% home games. Like, I really think that should be a thing. Like, we should not have to travel on all these back-to-backs. Like, that is fucking crazy. Like, am I not wrong?
Okay. No, that's a very interesting point. I had not thought about the playoffs yet. Or sorry, not the playoffs. I had not thought about the travel yet. Like that's something pretty fucked when you think about it.
Because we're playing makeup games, right? Which means that, what happens? Like, if we're playing all these fucking back-to-back games, it's like, well, we're like, are we going to have home stands, or is it like 2 at home, 2 on the road, back to 2 at home? Like, that's a lot. And like, you know what? If we're going to travel, then let's travel. Like, let's play Montreal, let's play Toronto, let's play Ottawa, and then let's go home, and then let's play, Toronto, Montreal, and Ottawa, and then let's go to like Edmonton. Like, let's actually try and space it out as much as possible, because like, you can guarantee at least half of our games are going to be on the road. In the last month, dude, like, that's crazy.
Okay, so we're looking at it now. The first 6 games are at home, so we're chilling there.
Yeah.
And then we have, after that, you've got a 6-game road trip, it looks like. No, oh shit, 3. What is that? 3 plus? Oh yeah, 6-game road trip with. Okay, so the 6-game road trip at first, you're right. You're bouncing around a lot, dude. You're going Ottawa for 2, Toronto the night after, and then you're going Toronto for 2, Calgary, Edmonton. Like that's a lot of bouncing around compared to what the season has been so far, right?
Yeah. Well, at least I think
that's what's kind of fucked.
And you know what? I don't even mind long road trips. Like, when the Canucks go on a 6-game road trip in a regular season, it's spanned out over the course of like, 2 weeks. But when you're saying that we have to travel all this way and still squeeze in like days off and stuff in 31 days, it's not possible. Like, it is not possible. So anyway, I mean, I think it's one of those things, like, I'm not really a fan of it. I feel like it's almost like, I understand, like you said, the NHL is a schedule to uphold, but then like make it easier on us. Like we're playing against we're playing against all these teams that have not stopped playing at all, aside from Montreal for like a week. We're going in cold. People are easily not going to be like at their best. I mean, like look at like certain NFL players, like when they came back from COVID, like they were not at best. Like they weren't able to turn it on right away. And
Do you think that's also though because the disease is respiratory?
yeah, 100%.
That has to be so impactful.
It has to. I agree. It's got to be.
Your stamina is so worn down.
Yeah.
And like you're telling these guys, it's like, Kate, well, let's go get on a plane and let's go at higher altitudes and shit. Like, let's do all that. Like, that can't be good, like overall.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not really a fan of it. I just feel like I'm okay going on the road, but like for the amount of games that we have left in the time period of days that we have to play those games, and more than half of them, or not more than half, but probably half are going to be on the road, is fucking crazy to me.
Yeah. Hey, we got a comment in the Twitter chat. What difference does it make if they're not going to make the playoffs? We got to address that, dude. I mean, as of Friday, boys, the fucking playoff train, it refueled a little bit, right? We're back on the go.
Well, I mean, I think
playoff train.
I mean, I think the thing is like you can't. Like, there's two things that could obviously happen. I mean, the first thing is the Canucks just come out, they're flat, they're brutal, they're getting pounded. And, we just kind of write this year off. And at this point, I would say, let's just get a draft pick because our team's not really even like fully healthy. Like they're not at their best. Okay. So that's one side. Or they come out fucking hot as shit and they just ride the hotness into the playoffs and, they squeak in.
Yeah.
So like, I don't really see them kind of like fighting for one. I think it's one or the other. I think they're coming out hot or they're staying flat and the season's a write-off.
Well, hey, just to update the standings. So as of now, all the games that were made up now, we're good. Like we've played the least amount of games in the division, obviously. We're at 35 points with 37 games played. We've got 4 games in hand on the Flames, who occupy 5th spot with only 2 points ahead. So we're going to clear the Flames if we play okay. And then at that point, we've got the Habs at 8 points ahead of us with 1 game in hand. So, and the Habs have been playing atrocious, boys. Like they've been getting fucking cleaned out recently. They're 4-4-2 in their last 10. The games they've been losing are bad. I honestly think the way the Habs are trending, we've got an absolute shot at this playoffs. And I don't mean to just come out here and be fucking super hardo and like about the game and about the fucking on ice product, but assuming the people are healthy and we're going to be okay coming into the stretch, I'm team playoffs, man. Let's fucking go.
But that's also assuming that they don't get tired, that they don't burn out.
Yeah, no, agreed. That's absolutely an aspect. And anything like at this point, honestly, if the team came out and won 4 in a row, and then after that, like 5 of the players were like, "Hey, man, like I got to sit out. My fucking lungs are giving out." I'm fine with that. Like, don't kill yourself for this. Absolutely not. Don't even hurt yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
But as long as you feel good and as long as we're over this at a certain point, then let's go for this, right? Let's put our fucking nose in the ground and let's start going team playoff train again.
Yeah,
that's
I'm down with that. So
okay.
Let's move on.
Let's do it. Trade Center. Okay, Trade Center's a Tuesday episode. That's what we're doing. Trade Center will be a Tuesday episode. We're gonna jump into all of that. We'll be a completely tarps off podcast then. But let's jump into the Masters talk here, Josh. Raph, what's your take on Hideki?
That he played really well. He was, I think, hole 12. He was minus 13 already, just going into it. And the next up and comer was, I think, minus 9. Like he was playing really well the whole time.
It was a lock, dude.
Yeah, it was locked in.
Lock.
Yeah, like he would absolutely have to tank like 2 holes like properly, like really bad for somebody to eventually catch up to him. So I mean, he was playing well,
which he pretty much did near the end.
Yeah,
he made it fucking interesting to say the least.
But he still kept his lead. He still brought it home. You know what I mean? I was really confused because I wasn't paying attention to the TVs, and the next thing you know, I looked up and it was who was it? Dustin Johnson, like sitting there in a green jacket, and I was looking over and I saw him talking to Hideki, and I was like, and he's not wearing a jacket. I'm like, what the fuck is what is going on with the sport right now? But I guess there's some sort of recap or something. I was really confused. But
it's the previous winner that new winner the green jacket. That's
gotcha. Yeah, I was. So what if you win 2 years in a row? Do you hand it to yourself?
You give it to yourself.
That'd be sick.
That's a fucking dude. You do that thing where you like swing it around and you put it on yourself.
Yeah, you.
That's a badass look.
You do.
That'd be fucking dope.
You know what though? I'm actually curious because I'm pretty sure if we wanted to YouTube it, you could because Tiger won it back-to-back years. I
Yeah.
forget what year.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so boys, I guess more so Elijah, but I'll still address you, Raph.
Oh, dude, I addressed
Yeah.
Raph. He knows his golf stuff. He's fucking in the loop, man.
So,
Dude, like I just had it on a projector at work. I was trying to educate myself a little bit.
so Xander Schauffele, man, Xander Schauffele, this guy.
Oh,
He did not. I'm not going to say he had it in the bag. I'm not going to say that. However, he had a really good shot at making this Masters a lot more interesting.
Mhm.
So he came into the day, what, -7? I think, Elijah?
yeah, he came in at -7 and Hideki was at -11, right?
-11 for the day. Now,
Yeah.
like it seemed like the front nine, I'm not gonna lie, was actually pretty boring. It was actually just like pretty, like it was pars, there was barely any
Standard.
birdies.
Well, hey, hole one though, Hideki shanks, Xander goes birdie, right? Hideki goes bogey, Xander goes birdie, I think.
Yes, I think Schauffele may have parred, but regardless, aside from like the first like few holes, everything else was actually pretty boring.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But then we make the turn, boys, and it seemed like everything after Amen Corner,
Yeah.
was like crazy. Like hole 12 and onwards was nuts. So nuts that I had to call Elijah because I was watching it alone and I needed someone to talk to. I needed someone to like voice my frustrations. And so Schauffele, basically just as a small recap, 15 par 5 dog leg left, reachable in 2 if you have a good tee shot. Fucking Matsuyama just fucking real tee shot, and then he proceeds to overshoot the green, hits water on the other side, takes a drop with not an easy, I guess at that point it would be his 4th shot. Schauffele, meanwhile, pretty, I would say, mediocre tee shot. He put it in the bunker because there was a tree in his way. Then he chipped on and made a birdie, which was huge. That was massive.
Mhm.
Fast
Yeah.
forward to 16, par 3, pins in like that back front left bunker. Like if you don't hit it on this ridge, you're done pretty much. So what does Schauffele do? Instead of fucking just playing it safe and getting it on the green, this guy's going for the pin. He's fucking pin hunting at Augusta on 16. And what does he do? He fucking shorts it, hits the sand trap on an angle, and it kicks into the water. And
Fuck
Matsuyama proceeds to par the hole. And
Well,
like, was
sorry.
that
The funny detail was you and I talked about this. Had Hideki gone first, now we're kind of laughing, right? Like, cause Xander's probably saying to himself, like now I'm gonna just like get on the green, but Xander goes first and fucks it.
Yeah.
That's like just the funny part about it.
Well, I mean, like, I think that's just the way of like, obviously the person that wins the previous hole shoots first on the next.
Oh yeah, it makes sense why, but just like the irony of it all, you know?
But I think honestly, like at first I thought hole 15 was the TSN turning point. Dude, it was that's hole 16. Hole 16 was the TSN turning point. At that point, Matsuyama was not going to be caught at all. Zalatoris was on 18. I think he saved a par on 18 to just solidify his score for the round, kept him at second place. Now, but Schauffele, dude, like if he hit the green, I think he would have had a shot at 16. I think he would have had a shot at 18.
Yeah.
Like this guy, like he was so close. And it just seems like all this stuff just builds up to nothing. Like it's like one hole you're fine, and then the next one, like if you birdie one, then you bogey the next, you're par. Like you don't do anything. You don't move up or down the leaderboard. And I think that's the most frustrating part about it. Is like you think they're on a roll, and then just like shit hits the fan. Like I forget, who was it today? Someone took a 6 on something, and
Well, it was Xander on the par 3, right?
was it?
No, that wasn't a triple, was it? What did he shoot? Dude, he shot.
You know
Yeah,
what?
he shot a 6 on the par 3 16.
He did shoot a 6.
Yeah, it was
He
a 6.
shot 3 over, and I'm like, dude, like
That's
You're
a fucking
mixing-
Elijah score right there. Come on, man.
Like I can't get over that. Like this guy, I'm pretty sure his best ever finish at the Masters was tied for second place in 20. I think it was 2018. I think, pretty sure, not confirmed. But nonetheless, like, dude, like this guy always shows up in the majors, but like he can't get it done, and it's just so frustrating to me because he's actually an unreal golfer. But you know what? Credit to Matsuyama because first ever Japanese player to win, and like to me, like he's a good winner, but also at the same time, is it bad to say that I think he's a boring winner?
That's so racist of you.
No,
No, I'm just.
there was nothing electric about his round today.
That's what it honestly came
Yeah.
down to. Is that like
It's very
he led-
textbook.
One of the best parts about Sunday is when the leaderboard changes. Like that's the best part is when you have kind of what happened on Saturday. Like you have a guy like Hideki charging, you've got a guy like Spieth making moves, you've got Zalatoris sticking in there. Those are the things that make it better.
Mhm.
But that's exactly like the Graham Dillette and Mike Weir and the other guy, fuck, who knows what his name is,
Bob
TSN, Bob Weeks, that guy. They were all saying they're just hoping for an entertaining round. They want some action. And you know what? We got there near the end, Josh. Like we were saying, like, fuck, dude. We kind of got there, but not really. We got a small taste of what it could have been. Because with Hideki on that last hole, once he gets in that sand trap, we talked about it. Make a shitty bunker shot and it's game on. But
Yeah.
he flushes it out of there. He's good to go from there.
Yeah,
It was
like
it-
it was an interesting one. You know, I think the one thing though is when you go into Championship Sunday and you're going in with a 4-shot lead, like I'm sorry, but it is so hard for the field to catch up on that. But it's also hard for you to, I would say, to blow that lead. Like it's really hard because like you have to think like someone like even if you par all holes, someone has to make 4 birdies on the day.
well, hey, hello, John Rahm. That it's possible, but you're not.
Which is possible, 100%. But like also at the same time, like John Rahm was having a day, but you knew he wasn't going to come close. He was not going to come close. Like he was
It's true.
he was going to make it obviously like his payday a little bit better, but there was no way that John Rahm was going to win that. Like unless all players just bomb that card, which they did not. So
yeah,
it's interesting, but you know, I wanted more from Jordan. Like I feel like he just like Jordan Spieth, man, like this guy, like I want him to do well so much, but like it just seems like every time it's just like every hole something misses, and like dude, his burnt edges today for putting was fucking crazy.
yeah.
Like there were just so many putts that just weren't falling, and it was wild to me.
Yeah, I mean, in the end of today, like he has 4 bogeys. He has
Mhm.
2. It looks like he has 6 birdies. I mean, the bogeys are really what sticks out, right? It's in the end when you look at your round, you say, okay, you had chances if you just don't make mistakes there. But a couple things before we wrap up Masters talk. I'm going to put this name out there. Raffle, how do you say that name?
Olazabal?
Josh, how do you say that name?
Olazabal.
Somehow that name is pronounced Olafable. I don't know how the fuck. I was blown away today when I turned on the TV and they started saying Jose Marie Olafable, and I was like, I'm sorry, what? That's what that means for the listeners on the podcast. Where it's Olazabal. That's
What is the-
Olafable.
What is the nationality that name belongs to?
I'm
Spanish.
gonna find out for you. It's
German.
he is a Spanish. He is Spaniard.
Interesting.
He's 55. He won the Masters, I think, back in like who knows, fucking 1422. He's
Good
old
for
as
him.
fuck. Yeah, guy was slanted out there. The only other point I wanted to bring up was my dude, my absolute hero, Adam Scott. This guy. So, okay, so back to the DraftKings talk real quick. I just want to give a bit of a scenario to realize how much stress I was under for the last 4 days. So I enter in the $300 contest. First place is $1,500. This is all US dollars. $1,500. Second place is $900. Third place is $600. Fourth and below, $0. So For those that don't know golf, Thursday and Friday, everyone plays 2 rounds. After Friday, you have to make a certain cut. You have to make a certain score, or else you're cut from the rest of the tournament. You don't play the second rounds or the second 2 rounds. And so I had 2 golfers. I had Joaquin Neiman and Adam Scott. The cut was at +3. I'm pretty sure fucking Neiman might have birdied his last hole to get into the cut. That's a hero move right there if he did. I'm going to look it up real quick.
I'm pretty sure
Joaquin
he got
Neiman.
even on the tournament. Pretty sure.
Okay, never mind. Fucking Joaquin bogeyed the last hole on his second round. What an asshole. That's literally throwing me for a heart attack. Because basically the way this thing works in DraftKings, like you can accumulate points even if your golfer scores bogeys and birdies. That gets you a lot of points. Or pars get you points too. But if your golfer doesn't play throughout the weekend, you're fucked. Because he doesn't get you any points. He's doing nothing. Like even Adam Scott, he finished +11, last place of the people that made the cut. He got me more points than the guy that shot lower than him but missed the cut, if that makes sense. So like I'm going in and Adam Scott and Joaquin Neiman make the cut. And I think to myself, I'm looking at the other guys in my contest. And I'm like, this is easy. There's guys, I'm pretty much the only one. There's 3 of us in the money that have all of our players make the cut. And then the guy below me, I wake up on fucking Saturday and Adam Scott's shooting like +7. Like he's nuking his round, dude. He shot like a fucking snowman on one of the holes. This fucking Frenchman with the 6-foot tall putter couldn't hit jack shit. So this happened Saturday and Sunday. I was on the edge of my seat just because this fucking Adam Scott could not hit a goddamn shot his whole day. And he ended up +11 for the tournament. That is insane. But I digress. I made it. I won 600 US. Putter regripped. We're okay.
Nice.
Thank you.
Love that.
Rant over, I guess.
Do we want to move into internet stories here?
Yeah, I'm down.
Okay. So, segment, because we're still trying them out, because we're so indecisive on this podcast.
Hey, third straight Sunday or 2 straight Sundays?
Oh.
We'll say 2
We're doing
straight
internet stories?
Sundays.
2.
All right.
Go ahead, Josh.
So, my first news story, boys, or my only one, first and only, Deshaun Watson. I want to talk some Deshaun Watson.
Oh boy. Yikes.
Now, I kind of just want to talk about the allegations that have been put up against this guy. Now, don't get me wrong. Like, I don't really give a shit about Deshaun Watson. He's useless to me. He doesn't play on a team that I like. And even if he did, I still wouldn't really even care what happens to him. But nonetheless, I just kind of want to give you the scenario. Okay, so 22 women have come out and said basically the same thing that was kind of alleged. Like he's been forcing girls to do certain things, like perform like oral sex and all this stuff. And like all these girls that are coming out are licensed massage therapists, which is fine, whatever. Okay. 13 of 22 women have ID'd themselves as Jane Doe because they don't want to be identified in court because they're afraid of the backlash, because 2 women have identified themselves and they've been receiving death threats. Now, my question is this fair to Deshaun Watson? Now, I'm not saying he's innocent. I'm not saying he's guilty, but is it like kind of Deshaun's lawyer's point is like, dude, like these women they're choosing not to ID themselves or like give their true identity in court, yet they're trying to come after me. So like that's like me anonymously suing Elijah because he walks into a massage parlor and allegedly is making, a girl do things to him, but she won't ID herself. So how is Elijah supposed to defend himself? Like, is that not like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, is that like,
I know what you're saying.
It's a very touchy subject, Josh.
yeah.
It is very touchy, but I think I know what Josh is saying. Like I think this is a testament to the day and age because, the rules of court and the rules of law have always been the same. I mean, no one's on the case of the plaintiffs. No one's doing anything illegal. Like you're allowed to do it the way they're doing it. It's not against the law. And even so much so, like you said, the people that did do it were receiving death threats. Like that's some serious shit going on. I'd be kind of fucked up if I was doing it too. And there's a whole movement about like, well, there should be a whole movement about not being afraid to speak up when things happen to you. So if there's any truth to it, obviously we're obviously on that side. I think the interesting part about the society we live in now is that like the whole design of court and justice system is supposed to be that you're innocent until proven guilty. And that's the Deshaun Watson side. Obviously there's the victim side as of now, but where 2021 kind of fucks it up and throws it in this giant blender is that the minute that it gets out that there's a case about it, now it's like, now you're in the court of public opinion. Like that's almost bigger than the court of the justice system. That's what's kind of fucked me. I that's where I feel like the rules kind of need to change, where it shouldn't be so much that like once there's a case about you, there's just all this news and all this breaking headlines about like, he's been charged with this, she's been charged with that, this person is that, this person is that. I feel like until there's anything until there's an actual court proceeding that's happening, that's when once there's trials, once there's shit like that, that's when it should become news. Because right now I feel bad for everyone. I feel bad for the fact that if none of this did happen, I feel bad for Deshaun. If all of this did happen, I feel bad for people that get death threats. Like none of this should be public information. Yeah. That's kind of where I side on it.
Is it? There's still just allegations, right? There's still no charges or anything that have been.
Yeah,
I think it's like, I don't know what it is at this point.
I mean, I think it's still under investigation. I guess like my frustration comes from, and again, I'm not saying that this guy's innocent. I'm not. I'm just saying that obviously he is currently innocent until he is proven guilty. However, I just think it's dumb how these people can just, and again, I'm not denying it because they definitely could be true, but in the court of law though, like you need to be able to identify yourself, because otherwise, like, dude, we could have come forward anonymously and said that Deshaun Watson did this. Like, I'm not saying we could or would, but it's a possibility.
Yeah,
you know
I feel like there's got to be some
these,
sort of level that we don't know, though. There's got to be a level where if you're going to confirm yourself as part of this case, there probably is some sort of checkpoint that you have to reach where it's like like at least maybe not public information, but maybe court proceeding information. There's got to be some sort of official fucking documentation that you sign.
Yeah, the whole anonymity of it, you can just like I think as long as like publicly remaining as Jane Doe, then that's totally acceptable. But like in like you're speaking to lawyers, or if you're speaking to other individuals who are supposed to keep this information just to themselves and not obviously talk about it with anybody else, then I feel like there should be that. You should be able to comfortably identify yourself in that kind of position, you know?
Yeah, like I don't get me wrong, like I feel like you should, but also from Deshaun's point of view, like what if it was just like hypothetically, it's just a crazy person that you met, and like, you know, whatever happened, nothing was bad, it was all consensual, but nonetheless, like, you know, just again, hypothetical, Deshaun breaks it off, someone goes crazy, and then they come forward because they know that you have a lot of money. And like I'm just saying, like this is what tends to happen with pro athletes though. Like it's a very like it's a trend, I would say. Like as soon as someone comes forward, I would say like the first couple cases that come forward are most likely legit, if not like 85 to 100% conviction for sure. But it usually ends up in like kind of like a shady kind of like payoff, which I think is wrong, which I don't think is right. But also at the same time, I feel like there's people that just take advantage of this. I'm like, oh, I met this guy one time and like he was kind of a dick to me, and like, you know, he made like one sexual remark, and it just kind of like snowball effects from there. So I think in that sense, like I guess I don't have sympathy for people that are just lying to get money. I think that's my biggest thing. I'm not saying that they are, because they could all be legit. However,
that's what's fucked up in our day and age, though, is that like like I said, the court of public opinion is started the minute that the case is announced, and then all of a sudden you've got tens of millions of different verdicts already being given out amongst everybody. But honestly, when it honestly comes down to no one really cares about the final result most of the time. Like everyone's kind of made up that's what's kind of fucked about our society nowadays. I wouldn't say it's not individual to this case, because it happens almost every case of any kind. It's not just men versus like this kind of attack or this kind of allegations. It's anything, dude. It's a fucking car robbery. If it goes viral, like even the Tiger Woods thing, when the results of his crash came out as him speeding, all of a sudden I heard, okay, he's speeding, he's drunk, he was high, he didn't know where he was. It was all these things where it's like, dude, the guy's not on trial. Why the fuck? Like, why are we trying to?
Like people,
He's
people
got
just, like,
broken fucking femurs, and we're trying to bury him in the ground right now. Like, can we take a seat for a second?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Like I think maybe more so like reading this article, the one thing that just kind of makes me a little bit angrier than usual is, and this is in all things society, is I feel like because as soon as someone gets like triggered by something in society, it's instantly guilty until proven innocent. That drives me crazy.
Yeah.
Like you don't even, and again, like there's obviously certain people where you're like, okay, like dude, we know you did it. Like we don't need to hear your side of the story. Like it's pretty evident. Like we have evidence to bury you. But I think when there's obviously certain cases where it's like not coin flips, but like it could honestly go either way. Like someone's lying, and you know what? Like sometimes the justice system fails, and I think like obviously certain people get off when they shouldn't. But also at the same time, like I feel like until like the final call has been made, like dude, legally that person is innocent. So like just fucking calm down. You know, like I think that's my biggest frustration with it.
I see it, man.
No, because
it's a tough one.
Yeah, because like if he's guilty, he's guilty, and he's a piece of shit. Sure, like I'll say that 100%. But also at the same time, it's just like, dude, like none of the shit.
It's basically what other side is guilty is a piece of shit. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway,
as with most cases. But anyways, sick internet story. I didn't even know what the title of that one was. That was usually like a fucking title of the story. Raph, you're up.
Mine's much more lighthearted than Josh's, and I think it's kind of funny. So we've all, like, as kids growing up, we've all obviously flipped through the Guinness Book of World Records, right?
Oh god.
100%.
Well,
have you guys seen?
Broken.
Have you guys seen? It's technically it hasn't been broken, but have you guys seen the photos of the lady with like the super long fucking nails?
Oh yeah, I remember seeing that. That was scarring.
Yes, the disgustingly long nails. Her name is Ayana Williams, and she has officially cut her nails after 30 years.
No.
Yeah. And I was thinking about this one. I don't know. I guess she's like fucking done, dude. I'm over it. I couldn't find anything as to why she did it, but like, do you feel like that's like almost losing like a part of your identity at that point?
100%.
Dude, I'm sorry, but if all you have to live for is long nails, and that's kind of sad.
But what if that's like, what if like that's the that's the way that you've made like a living? You know what I mean? Off just having like long, because like there's no way you can like functionally operate with nails that long.
My question is like, how do you like wipe your ass? Like, how's that happen?
Without break, how have you gone 30 years without breaking a nail?
Yeah, that's wild. Like, what do you do for a living? Do you just like sit
It's
like how do you answer the phone? Like,
dude,
it's like fucking
know.
hand model. It's like hand models that like safeguard their hands, dude. I think she safeguards her fingernails.
with
She's
what?
got
so?
fucking.
Like,
I have no idea. Did she bubble wraps it? Something.
Do you think she must have like a housekeeper that just like follows her around everywhere, like Jeeves, and just fucking and just helps her out with everything?
Fuck, maybe. I don't know. I think that's like a professional athlete retiring. Like when she does that, it's signifying to everyone like, I'm done. I can't do it anymore.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
Dude,
like if Michael Phelps just forgot how to swim one day, or just like decided to never swim again one day. You know what I mean?
Dude,
Yeah,
my
you don't.
question is, like, what happened to the nails? Like, did they put them in like the Guinness World
Yeah,
Record Hall of Fame?
Dude.
Or did they just like go in the garbage?
They just like
Hey.
suspend them in like amber or something like that, and then put them up in a museum.
That's gross.
Hey, right
That'd be
up there
fucking
with the testicle stories, dude. The fingernail stories. Whenever I cut mine off, sometimes I like use it to like scratch my arm a little bit. Is
What do
that
you mean?
weird? Because like if it's like a toenail, let's say it's a toenail, and it's like it's thick and it's sharp at the ends. Sometimes I use it to like like scratch a mosquito bite or something like that. Is that
What
weird?
the fuck? Yeah,
Okay,
dude.
I'm
it's like-
uncomfortable.
I'm very
It's-
uncomfortable.
It's I'll Snapchat it one day. I'll Snapchat video it.
I'd
Yeah,
rather
pretty sick.
not.
For the love of God, don't. That's like oh shit. What was that TV show where people always had like very strange, like really, really weird things about them, and then did like it was like around like in the mid 2000s, I want to say, or something like that.
The
where people
Bachelor.
or my Strange Addiction, I think is what it was.
Oh, I get. Yeah, the show was probably on TLC.
Something like that. Yeah, there was one lady who I think there was a lady who she would eat her scabs as well as her toenails and like her nail trimmings and everything like that to preserve the nutrients from her body.
Dude, I'm gonna puke if you say that. That's next level.
Dude, the piss
Fucking
lady.
Dude,
What's the
fucking
piss lady?
Bria in the chat saying the piss lady. I don't know about that. That sounds. What happens if I Google the piss lady? I
Don't
don't
Google
find
it.
out what she means.
She drinks
Well,
her
but-
own pee
I'm
and would bathe in it.
I'm gonna
Wait,
I'm gonna yam all over my own desk,
Wait.
dude.
but like, how does that work though? Like, you drink your own pee, but then do you pee it back out and drink it again? Like, it's
No,
gotta
it's
be,
it's really not. It's really not good for you.
No, I understand that, but I mean, like, you're still peeing. Like, it's almost like drinking backwash that comes from your urethra.
Yeah,
Yeah, that shit's wild, dude.
It's like-
I can't. Ugh.
I believe it's like a last ditch effort of like hydration. Like if you're about to die, you can get away with doing it, but it's really, really bad for your
For
body.
like probably a couple hours.
yeah,
Your
yeah.
body's like, oh, water. It's like, nope, I just fucking rejected this shit.
Yeah. Bear
Give
Grylls
it
did
back
it
to
at
me.
one time, right?
Oh, did he?
Drank his own
Bear,
pee.
dude.
Yeah,
That's tough, Bear. That's a bad
Guy's a
look.
manimal.
That is a bad look. I'm surprised that no one else does the finger thing or the fingernail or toenail thing. I'm right out there with that.
Yeah,
Do you guys bite your fingernails?
No,
Fuck, it's just me. Damn
I've
it.
gone into a really good habit. You guys might make fun of me for this, but after I clip my fingernails, I also file them.
Fucking loser.
I've become ambidextrous with a nail file in like the past year.
That's so sick, dude.
Yeah,
That's so
dude, I don't know.
sick.
Weird talents I've developed. All
Well,
right, E.
Okay. My internet story is
What?
good
What?
God.
What?
Look
There's
up
a
the piss lady?
fucking no, dude. I went to the page that had my internet story and it's got a video on it, and it just automatically played and destroyed my eardrums.
Nice.
That's some bullshit. Okay, so my internet story is the University of Kentucky mistakenly sent out 500,000 acceptance letters for one program.
Fuck yes.
So this
How many were they
fucking
supposed to send out?
this let me see.
Probably
I had
like
the fucking
5,000.
number down.
500.
Yeah.
This program at the University of Kentucky normally only accepts about 36 students, a few dozen. They sent out 500,000 acceptance letters, dude.
the fuck?
They disappointed. What's the percentage on that? It's got to be like 99.9 almost, right? Like you sent out
Much higher.
that much more fucking fake acceptance letters. That's insane, dude.
How do you also like double back on that and be like, yeah, we fucked up?
well, it
Without
says
just having
this,
like,
this it sounds like they sent it via email. Like that's how they sent their acceptance letters, which is kind of weird. I always thought it was in the mail. And then it says they sent it an email less than 24 hours later saying there was a technical difficulty and we apologize for the like that's got to be right up there with
that's
the kick.
tough.
That's a kick in the dick, dude. That's
Yeah.
a kick right in the groin for
Well,
any gender.
Okay,
That sucks.
Here's my thing, and this is where I don't think it's necessarily like I feel like not these 500,000 kids wouldn't be disappointed. I feel like think of the program, the specific program. You think 500,000 kids apply to the specific program at the University of Kentucky? No chance. I think they probably emailed like everyone on their email list by accident. This acceptance letter. Like I feel like they probably mailed it to students that were all like, it's impossible. Like how do you have
Okay, wait, hold on.
how do you make the mistake of having 500,000 people on the email chain? Like seriously, like how do you make that mistake? Like what do you fucking mean? Like what do you
I
hit,
mean-
like into everyone and you just hit
Yeah.
send and say
Josh, how many people do you think live in the United States?
I know the answer.
upwards of like 250 million, right?
330 million.
331. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you
So
think,
it's like,
but you think 500,000 kids specifically at the University of Kentucky specifically?
I
And
mean,
it's
it
like
is
36
it is a
kids.
large
Like
it is a large number, but it very well could be possible in some sort of way.
I
Because
actually-
remember, like
I
these
was-
kids aren't within a specific age, like a 1 year age group. Like they stem on, like people are applying for like, let's say between like the age of 18 or 19 to like upwards like maybe 30 for this program.
I guess, but like
I originally
Oh, no.
sided with Raffle. I thought to myself, like, it's totally possible. Why not? It makes no sense. Why not? They have so many
Yeah.
people there. But I looked it up, and apparently, a vast majority of them were people that weren't even accepted into the college, and then or the university, and then also people that didn't even apply to the program. But imagine
Yeah.
that's almost even more of a kick in the dick though when you don't get accepted into the school, and then like
Yeah.
a month and a half later you're like, you've been accepted in this program. They're like, oh fuck, I made it.
I wonder.
Yeah.
I wonder what program it was. Like, I wonder if it was just something really specific. You know,
I'm
like
trying
a
to-
fucking
Doesn't
like
say.
like macro technology fucking major
It's like fucking dumb.
at the
Nerdy.
University of Kentucky in Louisville.
Yeah. Fucking nuts, dude.
Okay.
Well, that's my internet story.
I got one more internet story. If you guys want to touch on it quickly.
Yeah, let's hear
Right.
Egypt held a giant parade to transport 22 pharaohs, 8 kings, 4 queens in nitrogen-filled containers to a new museum in Cairo. The reason behind this was because they wanted the mummies to be displayed in a civilized/educational manner and not for people's amusement. But could you imagine having a parade for pharaohs that have just been mummified for that fucking long?
Dude, that's a world disaster waiting to happen.
Like, dude, you were still like praising the ground that these people walk on, and they've been dead for hundreds of years.
That.
Thousands.
Thousands?
dude. Like,
Thousands? Am I
Thousands?
right?
Is it thousands?
I
The
feel like
article
it's
that I was
thousands.
reading. Hold on, let me go back. I think that could have sworn the article that I was reading said like the
Motherfucker,
13th,
when's the
13th century.
when is the Kingdom of Egypt? When did that shit happen?
Dude, I don't know.
Blows my mind. I have no idea. Hey, you also said 22 people, pharaohs, but you said you said like 8 and 4.
Is it 18?
What are the actual numbers? 18. Gotcha.
18 and 4. Yeah.
And it was pharaoh. What is it? Kings and queens or whatever?
Kings and queens. 18 kings, 4 queens.
Jeez.
Like that's
dude.
fucking nuts. And like the images that they showed of the parade, like they were like it was like flashy. It was like walking down some sort of like not like a red carpet, it was kind of like a black carpet with like lights and everything everywhere. It's like they definitely put a lot of money into this in preparation for it.
You know how like some YouTubers and content creators get famous off of doing like dumb shit, like when what's his face, the fucking blonde dude, the
Logan
brother
Paul.
of the boxer, yeah, when he went into like Suicide Forest or something like that. Like, what
Aaron
if we?
Paul?
No, Logan.
Was it Aaron?
It was Logan and Jake. Those are the two,
Jake
but
Paul, that's
Logan's
what
the
it
one that went in there.
Aaron
What if
Paul's
we?
the actor.
What if Stick and Rink just straight up like 5-finger discount one of these pharaohs?
No
Would you
chance.
just get one?
You think it's that's doable?
What do you like if like you hear the StreamYard come in and then it's like its own screen, it's like Pharaoh Sir, Stick and Ring. That'd be sick.
No.
I also, Josh, I thought about this when I was watching golf. How hard do you think it is to break into Augusta just on the grounds anywhere?
Probably not that hard.
Like, yeah, right. It's a huge place. You could probably get in there somehow.
Like, what do you
I
like?
see why not. I mean, like, just get on the course,
Oh, dude, I don't know, man.
hop a fence.
Streak it.
I think it's got to be a fence, dude. Like, how hard can it be? It's a fucking golf course.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
but you
it's
don't think they'll have
huge.
security?
Sorry.
I don't know.
You don't think they'll have security?
Okay, well, here's my thing then, because I know we have to wrap up here, so I'll make this quick. St. Andrews, the old course, dude. People like I know a couple guys that have actually played it, like old guys that I've talked to,
Mhm.
and people like it's actually open to the public, and like you can just walk on the course. Like it's actually like people walk their dogs on the course. Yeah, I know. Now again, like
The
I'm not
fuck?
saying like Augusta is obviously a prestigious golf course. Like it's literally like it's invitation only. You can't just buy yourself in.
Yeah.
You know, like to put it into perspective, like alumni that are like members there, it's like Bill Gates, Roger Goodell. Like it's like it's the 1%ers pretty much. But like, do I think that they have like infrared cameras and shit? No chance. Like there's no chance that they have.
Well, electric fence, dude. You never think that?
I don't
Dude, you
know.
never know. You never know.
Maybe
Seriously,
it's all
dude.
just like laser detected. Like they just like detect like a body go past like a certain tree, like the Hunger Games and shit, and then they're like, "Oh, we got a streaker on 12. Like let's
Yeah,
go get
send them.
Dude, what if they just use like drones
it." Yeah, very
and they
cool.
just like fly in and just lay you out if you tried streaking the course?
yeah, like,
immediately.
just like a fucking AC 130 looking over Augusta. And it's like, yeah, we got.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah. A drone
Anyways.
like flies out of like a hole on like a random on like a random green and just like flies right at you.
it just shoots you with like a pin in the neck and it puts you to sleep.
Just drop tranquilizer, yeah.
And you just wake up at your house like nothing happened. And then like
It's all a blur. You don't know if it actually happened or not.
and it's like a cute little master's note that says, "Don't try that again."
Yeah.
And from Fred Ridley, the chairman of Augusta.
I was gonna say also signed by Hideki.
Yeah. I love it.
Boys, 2 notes before we wrap up here. So we're wrapping up episode 36. Thank you to Foggles and Warlock. Good old growler action there. Raph, I rock the Destiny IPA. I know that's your ish right there. Josh, get off the nudes and the fucking White Claws, you pussy. Get some real man's drink right there.
Salty boy, Josh.
Yeah. No, great
Okay.
growler. Definitely check that one out. It was good. Also, some news. Taylor Hall traded to Boston.
Why?
Oh,
Taylor Hall and Curtis Lazar to Boston for Anders Bjork and a second-round pick, it looks like.
Dude, how
So
ironic.
not
is
much
that?
at all.
Fucking
Yeah.
Taylor Hall got passed up by Boston for Tyler Sagan. And
Yeah.
ends up there anyway. We've come full
Yeah.
circle.
No shit, hey?
Next thing,
Well, here we are, boys.
maybe signs with Dallas. And there you go. There's a
there you
tip.
go.
Fuck, hey? Okay, boys, that's episode 36. Remember, DraftKings promo code THPN at sign up. If you have not already done this and you're listening to us, please, man, we ask for your help. That's all. And we also wanted to, Ralph, we wanted to plug the email. We didn't really do it throughout the episode. That was a big mistake by us. Fuck. Let's do it next time.
Plug the email?
Yeah, we fumble fucked it this time.
What do you mean? We can plug the email.
Well, you can plug. Okay, so on Sunday, we don't know what segment we're going to do. We might do a mailbag. We might do an Ask Me Anything. And we want your guys' responses, yes, in the Twitter and the Twitch chat, in the DMs, up in our sexy DMs, but we also want it in the email if you have it 5 days before. So you can find us at stickandrinkpodcast@gmail.com. I believe it is, right?
Yes.
Yeah, stickandrinkpodcast@gmail.com. Submit any entries you have for Ask Me Anythings or mailbags. We will actually ask them or answer
Yeah.
them. Fuck.
If you have any life stories or life events that you need any advice on that you think we'd be the suitable people to give that advice, then yeah. Send those our way.
Especially relationship advice. Like if you're trying to figure out how to get pregnant, we can tell you. If you're trying to figure out how to ask that girl out who's best friends with the girl that likes you, we can figure that out too. Easily. We're literally counselors out here. So it's episode 36, guys. Piss girls out, tarps off everyone next time. Let's do it, okay? Later, boys and girls.